guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Crystal, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys because I am going to be playing with colors, and this is going to be another palette from Beauty Glazed, and this is the Color Studio Press Powder Eyeshadow. And oh my gosh, the packaging looks really nice and it matches the background, right? I'll just put all the details in the description box below, but I think this palette is so beautiful with the metallic font. The palette looks very classy, I think, and I don't know, I just really like the design. And at the back you'll just see the ingredients list. A lot of people are comparing this to the James Charles collaboration with Morphe, and I think it's actually very similar, except for the middle shades are in a bigger pan in the James Charles palette. But for the colors, I think they're very similar, and at first glance it looks similar, the colors. And it has 35 shades, which is amazing, and it's still very affordable for a palette that has 35 shades. If you're gonna buy a Morphe palette, it will cost you like about 2,500 to 2,700. It depends on where you are getting your palettes. And Beauty Glazed has a lot of cheaper alternatives to Morphe palettes. So let's just go ahead and swatch a few colors. I'm not going to swatch all of the shades. I'm just going to choose some of my favorite shades. So I really like this bright orange one. Oh my gosh, that is very pigmented. And I'm just going to swatch it right here. Oh wow, that is very rich, and that is just one swipe. Look at that. The next shade that I'm going to swatch is this one. It's like a reddish brown. It looks very beautiful, and they feel very soft as well. Wow. Oh my gosh, this feels, they will be a bit chalky at first, but once you blend it, it actually looks so nice. So that is the reddish brown. They don't have names, so I can't tell you guys which shade I'm using. Okay, let me swatch this yellow because I'm really wondering if it's going to show up. Wow, look at that. That is insane. Like, it's really showing up, really opaque. So I'm just gonna put that above the orange one. Wow, this is the most pigmented yellow eyeshadow that I've ever tried. And of course I need to swatch one of the blue shades. I think I'm gonna go for this one. It's like a turquoise shade. Oh my gosh. So this is the blue one. My hand doesn't have a primer. Wow. Oh my gosh, I can tell already that these are going to look amazing on my eyes. I already know that the palettes from Beauty Glazed are amazing. Their eyeshadows are just one of the most pigmented eyeshadow palettes that I've ever tried. The quality of Beauty Glazed eyeshadows is very comparable to Morphe eyeshadows. Honestly, the mattes in Beauty Glazed eyeshadows, some of them are better than Morphe matte colors. But the thing I like about Morphe is that their shimmers are really good. So let's watch this purple, because I heard that purple is so hard to make. All of their shadows are actually very soft. So this is the purple. As you can see, they're not playing when it comes to pigmentation. This yellow, oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to swatch this blue one because I love blue eyeshadow. Well, I used to love it so much, but oh my gosh, look at that. It looks a bit powdery, but once you blend it, it looks really nice. Again, my arm doesn't have any primer or whatever, but it's just my skin. And now we're gonna swatch the shimmery shades. Oh wait, let me swatch the pink first. Wow. Wow, I'm very impressed right away. Oh my gosh, look at that pink. It's so beautiful. Now we're gonna move on to the shimmery shades. And honestly, it doesn't really have too much shimmery shades. I wish they like included some shimmery shades with the same formula as their Beauty Glazed Bright Luxe palette, because I really like the shimmers in that palette. But I'm just gonna touch this gold one here. So that is the gold one. It's more metallic than shimmery. Yeah, so that's the swatch of the gold. As you can see, it's really nice. I see myself wearing this for like an everyday look or a bronzy makeup. We have the green one next. Wow. If you're not comparing this to a Morphe palette, the shimmers are actually nice. They're actually okay. These shimmers are not really that dry. The green has a yellow shift to it, which is nice. I'm just happy that the shimmers are not that dry. Oh wow, that's a very nice color. It's like a purple with a pink shift. So here is the purple one. This one is actually more pearly than anything else. It's not as metallic as these two, and yeah, so this purple is more of pearly than metallic or shimmery. Let's try this very light baby pink shade. Yeah, this one is also pearly. So yeah, that is like the light baby pink metallic shade, and I see myself using this for my inner corner and my brow bone. I haven't played with colors in a while, so I still don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wash these off, and then I'll be right back to start with the makeup look. Alright, so I'm just using this pot concealer to prime my eyes. I've finally primed my eyelids and I'm ready to apply the shadows. I'm gonna try to use as many colors as possible. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This one is a peachy shade and it's just a beautiful color. I don't have anything like this. So I think we're gonna start light, and then I can tell already that these shadows are so pigmented. You don't really have to worry before ordering these if they're like opaque or not, because they are. Beautiful shade. Just build up the color, because if you apply too much on your brush, it might look too much or it might look patchy. I'm not going to swirl my brush in there. I'm just going to tap my brush, because you can't really get too much, and then again tap off the excess. I'm gonna use this pink one right here. It's like the brightest pink, and then I'm just gonna apply this on my crease. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, I'm already convinced that this palette is very worth it. I just made a sudden decision to incorporate a blue to this look, because I haven't done a blue eyeshadow makeup look like ever, I think. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I'm kind of scared, but I just want to like play with the blues this time and see how it's going to look. I'm just going to like cut my crease with this blue just a little bit. They really feel like they are pressed pigments. They are obviously super pigmented. It's really up to you how you're gonna use it, because when you're doing like oil painting or watercolor, the color is ready, but it's up to you how you're going to make the color work. If you're using watercolor, if you want a more intense color, you're gonna use less water. If you want to diffuse the color, you're gonna use more water. I think it's the same thing when it comes to makeup and these eyeshadows, but honestly, these shadows are the bomb. Okay, so I'm just applying more of the pink on top of the blue. I'm going to use this like turquoise color and do like a halo look on the outer third of my eye. Also going to apply some right here. And keep in mind that I applied a concealer before applying these shadows, so it has something to adhere to. With this particular formula of eyeshadow, you really need to apply that sticky base first, because I feel like without like an eyeshadow primer or concealer, it's not going to blend nicely. It's just going to look patchy and it's not going to blend really well. Don't set your concealer, because if you set your concealer, it's not going to blend nicely. I'm going to leave the center of my lids empty because we're going to apply a yellow shade right there. Now I'm actually going back to the blue shade because I kind of lost the first blue shade that I applied, and I'm going to apply that on top of the turquoise just to bring back this color again. And I'm going to blend this lightly higher so that I can remove the harsh edges. So I'm just blending it a tad bit higher. As you can see, the difference between this and this looks very harsh, and now I'm just trying to make the line softer. If you are not doing feathery strokes, you're not going to be able to blend these eyeshadows nicely, because for this specific formula, you have to be really careful. So again, I'm gonna go back to the pink and apply more right here. I feel like I've lost the pink, so I'm applying more. I have this brush cleaner, and this really comes in handy, especially if you're using a lot of colors. I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used for the pink shade to apply the yellow one. Just get just the tiniest amount, because really a lot of it comes off even if you just slightly tap the brush on the pan. So you have to be really careful. So I'm just going to apply the yellow on top of the pink. I really want this yellow to show up as well. And that's a beautiful yellow shade. I feel like I need to apply a little bit more of the peachy shade. So I'm just going to cut the line between the pink and the yellow with a peachy shade. So that is just going to create a nice gradient effect. So now I'm just going to apply the yellow one on the center of my lids, and this time I'm going to pack it really well. Oh my gosh, that yellow made such a big difference. So I'm gonna try to wet my brush because I want the yellow to look more intense, and see if we can make the yellow pop even more. I'm not sure if it's okay to use a wet brush for this formula, but oh wow. Oh wow, it actually works. It feels like a watercolor, to be honest. Wow, that looks messy. Okay, I don't recommend using a wet brush for now. I'm gonna have to experiment more. Alright, so I don't recommend wetting your brush because it's going to really ruin the formula of the shadows, and it's not meant to be used for a wet brush, I think. Like, I tried to wet my brush and it just ruined all the shadows underneath, and all the blending that I did went completely wrong. So I don't know if you can see, but it still looks patchy right here. But I'm just gonna try to add more yellow, and hopefully it's going to cover the mess that I did. Oh wow, I actually tried applying it with my finger and it looks like 10 times better. So if you're ever planning to pack the color, use your finger, because like the warmth of your finger actually helps the shadow stick on your skin. I've been struggling for like 30 minutes already trying to make this color show up, and turns out that my finger is the best tool to pack on the color. So now I am going to apply a dark blue. So I see this dark blue right here. I'm going to apply this on my outer corner. I'm just gonna flick this up. I'm going to apply this color on my outer corner and on my inner corner because, again, I'm trying to make a halo effect. And then I'm going to apply here as well. I'm going to clean the same brush, and then I'm gonna go back to the turquoise, and then just apply more of that. I'm just gonna take this shimmery baby pink shade, and I'm just taking some of that with a sponge tip applicator, and this is nice because it's good for packing color. I'm just going to apply that right above the yellow shade, and this is just going to break the color as well because I feel like I applied the yellow way too high. So this is just going to erase some of the yellow. I'm going to take this turquoise shade that we used for our lids and then apply it right here. No, I think I'm going to use a brush instead. So I already have the turquoise on. I'm going to now apply the darker blue. I'm just going to apply the electric blue on the outer part now. So this is just going to deepen up a little bit. Now I'm just going to take this pink one and do the exact same thing that I did on top. I'm going to apply the pink underneath that blue. Now I'm just going to deepen up the look, and I'm going to apply this like midnight blue shade with a sponge tip applicator, and this is just going to pack the color here because I want it to look a bit smoky. And apply a little bit of this lighter pink, just a tiny bit. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's actually there. Or I'm gonna try to use the darker pink now. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that one kind of shows up. I'm going to apply this purple shade on my inner corner, and this is a very beautiful purple shade, and it has like a pink shift. On top of that, I want to add a little bit of a shimmer, so I'm going to use this baby pink shimmery shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take a very clean fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend the edges because right here it doesn't look nice, and I'm just going to blend it like so. The only thing that I don't like about this palette is that sometimes the colors will fade easily as you're blending the other shades. I just feel like I need glitter on my lower lash line, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this on the inner part. This is the NYX Candy Glitter Liner glitter shade, so it's like pink and holographic. Liner and lashes are on. Now I'm just going to finish up the look with a bronzer, blush, and lipstick. So I'm just going to contour using like a warm shade. I'm just using this shade to warm up my face. I'm gonna get like an angled contour brush. Might as well show you guys how I'm going to finish up the makeup because the face is part of this makeup, and since I'm wearing a very crazy colorful makeup, I'm going to add color to the rest of my face because otherwise it's going to make me look weird. So to contour my nose, I'm going to use this light brown shade from the Beauty Glazed palette. This is a nice shade because it's super matte and the color is not super dark and not light. Plus, it's very blendable. Then for my blush, I'm going to maximize the use of this palette. And I think I'm gonna use this peachy shade. This will be the perfect shade for my blush because this one is really pigmented. And this is just the perfect blush color, so I'm gonna use that on my cheeks. Oh wow, that's a really nice blush color. And I was gonna use a very bright pink blush, but I changed my mind, and I'm glad I did because this one looks so nice. Actually, you know what? The formula of this matte eyeshadows are very perfect as a blush because it's very blendable on the face. It looks very natural, like, I don't know, I just really love the formula. For my lips, I'm going to use the IMAGIC liquid lipstick in the shade 20. This is how it looks like. I haven't used this in a long time. Wait lang, let me blend my cheeks because I feel like I went overboard. I don't know if this is gonna go well with this look, but it's just like a rosy mauve color. Okay, so I feel like the lips are a bit dull, so I'm going to add a little bit of the La Museland liquid lipstick, and it's the shade, this is the shade Chili. I really like this because it's just the perfect red cherry color. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this on the inner part of my lips and then blot. I think I like it better now because like I said, it was too dull earlier. Now it just looks more lively and it's not super crazy, but it still has like a vibrant color there. So this is the finished makeup look. Now I'm ready to share with you guys my final thoughts about the Beauty Glazed Color Studio eyeshadow palette. I think that the colors are very fun and you have so many choices. That is why I like this palette so much. The eyeshadows are very pigmented, no doubt about it. But is it the easiest eyeshadow to use? Probably not, because of the formula. And I know that a lot of companies like Jeffree Star and the collaboration of Morphe with James Charles, they also have the same issue with the shadows. It's super pigmented, but they're not super easy to work with because some people said it's chalky, some people said that it looks very like it's so hard to blend, and sometimes it doesn't stick on their eyes. So my best advice, if you're going to use this palette or other palettes that have the same formula as this, start your makeup with an eyeshadow primer or like concealer, and don't set your concealer because this eyeshadow will not stick. And especially the matte shades. The matte shades will only stick on your eyes if it has something to adhere to, but if not, it's not going to stick. So if you're going to apply like a concealer or eyeshadow primer, don't set it with a powder, just go straight to the eyeshadow because it's a very different formula. If you're going to do like a creative makeup look like what I did today, and you are going to use 6 to 7 colors, it's going to be a bit tricky to use. So it just gets a little bit of getting used to. You really need to use feathery strokes when you're using this eyeshadows because they might settle in just one area and it might be not blendable anymore. So that is like one of the things that I had trouble with. And I also noticed that some of the colors fade a little bit while you are blending the other colors. Like for example, you apply the pink one and then you go in with the blue. Some of the pink might fade off a little bit, but if you're very careful with it and try not touching the colors that you don't want to fade, you know, you can do that as well. But it's also my first time to use this palette, so I'm still trying to get used to the formula because I've never had a formula like this. But once it's on, like as you can see, it's really beautiful. Once you get comfortable with this palette, it's actually really amazing. And what more can you ask for? You get 35 shades for only 300 plus. That's very cheap. Just look at this red color. And what else didn't I swatch earlier? And why didn't I swatch the black? Let's try the black. Oh my gosh, that is very soft. Of course, I still love this palette because for the price, you can't beat that. You get 35 shades for like very pigmented shadows. Just try to work with it. Just imagine you're an artist and you're working with watercolors or like oil, pastel or something like that. It also helps if you practice. Like before you take off your makeup, try to practice any kind of makeup. It's nice to practice before removing your makeup because you're gonna remove your makeup anyway, so if you're going to make a mistake, it's fine. I would rate this palette definitely 9 out of 10. I didn't give it a 10 just because I had a bit of trouble using it, but I know that if I use it more, I'm gonna get used to the formula like I said. And of course, I'm gonna do so many makeup looks using this and I'm gonna be filming more. So let me know in the comment section down below what kind of makeup look do you want to see me do with this palette, because I'm just game for absolutely any makeup look. Just comment below. Yeah, that is it for my review of the Beauty Glazed Color Studio eyeshadow palette. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something from me today, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you guys again in my next video. Bye!